First and foremost, my mandatory roles as an MP, the major role actually is to make laws. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to represent the oppressed Ugandans in Parliament. And the way I intend to do it is to ensure that I front motions and bills. I participate in, deliberating over bills so that we can make laws that are not, that in areas that are actually missing. Because we have some areas that are not regulated by law. For example, if you come and look at the relationship between a tenant and a landlord in Kampala, there is no law. The law that was actually made in Parliament has not been assented to by Parliament. So there are so many missing gaps. So we need to bring in those laws so that we can regulate, so that our people can have favorable working conditions. Then secondly, I'm coming to Parliament to ensure that I participate in amending and changing laws, that are repressive, that are making it so hard for Kampala people and Ugandans to work or to live in a comfortable environment in Uganda. So I'm participating as a lawyer to ensure that I look at those laws, because I already have so many of them, and I suggest or I bring motions to ensure that they are amended. Secondly or thirdly, I'm coming to Parliament to second or to offer alternative means of dealing with disputes and issues in Kampala, because you can see that under the current system and regime, everything is so legalized, and everything is so penalized. There is a penalty for everything. So we are looking at a system of, bring in other mediation avenues. If we can introduce mediation tables, mediation offices in maybe, for example, in departments, so in police departments and all that, rather than just arresting each and every one. I'll give you an example. For example, if I'm dealing with a hawker or a street vendor that has been arrested, I'm there to offer my pro bono services. Yes, but again, as a legislator, I must say, aren't there other ways that a person who is found on the wrong side of the law as a hawker or street vendor can be dealt with other than being pushed to prison? Aren't there other alternative ways of ensuring that their properties or capital is not burnt to ashes because of a stupid law? So those are some of the things that I'm coming to do. But again, I'm coming to represent all oppressed Ugandans. I'm coming to participate in making good laws that are going to affect Ugandans here and in the diaspora and even Kampala people, even to oversee. Because I'm supposed to represent people in Parliament, my constituents in Parliament. I'm supposed to oversee the activities and also to participate in budget.
Kampala is a beautiful city. It's our capital city in Uganda. It is the hot seat of power. Our Parliament sits in Kampala. Bank of Uganda sits in Kampala. State House sits in Kampala. All the major decisions that affect our country, Uganda, are made in Kampala. Kampala is the hot seat of trade and commerce. Or a number of key ministries are in Kampala. And so I think for me that it's an exciting time to be a woman offering myself for political leadership through elective politics for the position of Kampala Woman Member of Parliament. I'm excited to be running in this time because we know that Kampala is an opposition city. FDC, my party, Forum for Democratic Change, has been in the leadership, particularly in the position of Kampala District Woman Member of Parliament for the last 15 years. I think for me it's rather unfortunate that the incumbent Member of Parliament, the woman Member of Parliament, has been absent, has been silent for a long time on the issues affecting Kampala. I feel that Nabila Nagai Sempa, although she's from my political party, as an individual whom I voted in 2016, has been a letdown to the people of Kampala. When there were major decisions being made, such as amendment of the Constitution, Article 102B, we saw an absent Nabila. We did not hear her voice, whether she voted Jikwateko or Tojikwatako. And in fact, I remember Honorable Mohamed Sereko crying out desperately, "Where is Nabila? Nabila, where are you?" And so when it has come to issues of legislation that matter for people of Uganda, but specifically for people of Kampala, the incumbent has been absent. And so I want to offer myself in a bid to fill this gap, fill the vacuum in leadership. I also want to cover the women's quota because we know that there are affirmative action provisions for a woman to represent every district in Uganda. I want to be one of the 135 women who are going to sit in the next parliament on the woman quota. The woman quota for a long time has been ineffective because we have very many women in parliament who ride on the woman's quota and go to parliament and just sit and be good girls. They are quiet, they are silent. We don't see their names in the Hansards, the record of the proceedings of parliament. We haven't had any private members' bill they have tabled. We haven't had any motions. We don't even know what they're doing in parliament, apart from going to receive bribes in order to vote against the will of the people.
First of all, one of the things that I'm going to do is to make sure that I link up the parliament at the parliamentary avenue and people down. The only problem that we are facing is the divisionism in Uganda, or the party divisionism. People are fronting their parties, people are hoping to work for their parties, but not to serve the people. Me as Sumayiya Muwonge, the only thing I'm sure of that I'm going to work as a chain. I have to go to parliament, I have to follow up KCCA, I have to make sure that each and every project comes down to the people on ground. The reason anyway we are going to be in parliament, legislate laws, pass budgets, make sure that we oversee everything that is going on when we don't go back on ground. People down there are really hungry. They want us to go down, to reach them, to make sure that we serve them, to hear their opinions. We are all stakeholders in Kampala, but laws are being made without involving the stakeholders. The only thing that I'm requesting for all Kampala members, my parents, my sisters, to vote for Sumayiya Muwonge, because she's the only one. Me, I grew up in Kampala. I grew up in Katwe Ganda, Katwe Nyolo. So I know what we are going through. The reason anyway we have to say that we are just going to demonstrate, we are just going to protest, which is not even peaceful, to make sure that they put us in jail when we don't have solutions. As Sumayiya Muwonge, I'm looking at a better Kampala whereby we can sit down, organize ourselves, work with everyone without saying that this one is a Muslim, without saying that this one is from another party, this one is from yellow, this one is from red, this one is from blue. I want to make that a political regime in Kampala whereby we can sit we can sit on a table like members of parliament in Kampala to plan, to make sure that all the projects and the programs of the government can reach down to the person on ground, can reach down to the person of Kasokoso, can reach down to the person of Nkere, can reach down to the person of Chianja in Kawempe.
So I come with a long streak of service to the common man. So the strength of the right values of my party, the steady and very visionary leadership of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the character of Nambi, we are going to take over Kampala like you've never seen before. And I want to tell actually voters that you've voted AFDC for 15 years. Are you satisfied? You voted Chisumuluzo. People were not even knowing how Nabila looks like. They were just think, where we find a Chisumuluzo, we what? We tick. But if you've not got service, change and vote an NRM. Yeah? First of all, this is my party. I can pull strings that an FDC person will not pull. Don't send people who are not going to be able to work with President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to deliver this country. Let's work for everybody, by the way. My work will be inclusive, including everybody of various parties, various tribes. I want this city, Kampala, being that it's a cosmopolitan city, for people to feel that it belongs to them, to feel that they have a place here to work, especially to work and survive peacefully. I am really against sectarianism of any nature. We've seen sectarianism tendencies growing up, especially from the young generation. I urge everybody to know that this city belongs to everybody. We are tired of wrangles, of politicians that are leaders in this city. We just want service, and I know that's what the people are craving. So you have the right person. I would like you to vote Nambi Faridah for the things you've seen me doing, and I can pledge to you that I am going to just expound on the service together with the mandate of a member of parliament, which is budgeting, making laws, legislating, representation, and doing oversight. But I will be there in happiness and in sadness for the people of Kampala. I'll join my office of the Kampala Woman MP with the officers of the Women Council, such that I have the voice coming right from the village. So the woman member of parliament is supposed to be the secretary for the women councils. This lady has been missing. Yeah? So you find that wherever we go, they're like, ah, we don't even know what that office does because we have not been represented. So I want to urge people, this time vote for people who you've seen working like Nambi. You give me your votes, put in me your trust, my dear friends. Even if you're in opposition, you just give Nambi because of the services you've seen her doing. We may not agree on the party, but just give me the votes, and then it's like a cow. You feed the cow food, you feed the cow water, and then you milk it. You will milk me properly, but when you fed me properly.
You seem to be in a tight race. Is it a battle?
By the way, I am not in a tight race. You'll be very surprised. I'm going to win this race. The opposition, when I analyze it, is very confused and divided. Why am I saying that? DP, for instance, it has just lost a lot of its members. In fact, whatever I'm seeing, it's like I'm seeing drama. People who just wake up in one morning and join another party, they're like 10 or more than 10. Then you find that my opponent, like Dr. Stella Nyanzi, says she's people power, but she's still what? FDC. So for me, when I see that, I'm like, oh my God, you love NRM so much. Because now I think it's the right time for us to consolidate, correct all the things that we have been doing that is not good for the people, and we deliver this vote. We are going to win massively. Not only actually in Kampala, but the rest of the world. Look at the opposition. What does it show you?